Mike, we need to talk about what we're going to do with Dad's estate.
I'm not sure that I'm ready to talk about this at this point, Andrew. It's just, it seems too soon.
I know. I get it. Dad had some ideas about what he wanted to do with his money, and I think it's time that we move on his wishes as fast as possible and turn this into a strip club.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dad never told us about this, and finding it out in the will really caught me off guard.
He was embarrassed about his strip club and Cabernet fascination. And
bare-assed, yes.
Yeah. No, I get it. All right. I understand that it's a shock. I completely understand that it's a shock. And I know that I may have known before his passing due to being his lawyer and due to being the executor of his will. But this is something he desperately wanted to do. You got to not pay attention to the fact that he was a wholesome, church-going, old-fashioned conservative gentleman. He wanted to turn this property into a strip club.
I understand what you're saying. And I have always been supportive of our father. You know that. That time that he started making belts and selling them to the local leather shop, I backed him 100%.
Who wouldn't? They were high-quality leather belts.
But I have a feeling he was doing something else with leather that I don't know about. And that's, now I'm kind of tying some things together in my mind, and I just
realized that he was too. You know, Dad had a fascination with knots going way back to when he was a scoutmaster, right? You know it. I know it. We always thought, hey, Dad's getting into climbing in his 80s, right? We thought, hey, look at these weird ball things he's playing with. How was I supposed to know it was a gag? The point is, he had a dream, and it's up to us to fulfill it.
I get that. It just, he had so many dreams in his lifetime, and I feel like we fulfilled, he made all of those come to fruition, and maybe that's enough. Maybe he would understand that I am not comfortable. I know that you may have some interest in this, but
I'm just his lawyer, right? I mean, I'm his son.
Well, you're his son too.
I found out about it when I read the will. Look, all this time I thought he named his company BSDM after himself, Bob's Super Duper Motors. How was I supposed to know that it was an underground sex shop thing? I mean, you find things out about your parents. I didn't know about
that.
Well, I always assumed the lift in there was for cars. That's all I'm saying. But, I mean, you find out things about your parents, and it can be shocking. Do you remember when we found out after Mum passed that she was actually a vegan and not a vegetarian? Right? She was in all those vegan clubs, right? I mean, when we found out her cheesecake wasn't made with milk, I mean, it was shocking. No eggs.
It was embarrassing.
She was eating tofu.
Speaking of embarrassing.
She was eating tofu, not eggs. I know. It affected all of us, but you learn things about your parents.
I've got kind of a crazy idea.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Let's work on this.
Dad wanted a strip club.
Dad wanted a strip club.
That's what it says in the will.
That is it. Verbatim what it says in the will.
What if we build this place into two different businesses?
Okay,
one side,
I'm
a
listening.
paint store.
Okay.
And the other side, we call it the strip club. and we hire people to paint the walls in the strip club, and people come and give us money to strip the paint off.
It's not exactly as he laid it out in the will, but it's not exactly not what he laid out in the will, right? The will does explicitly state, I want my estate to be turned into a strip club. Women and everything.
I mean, just think of it. People, they might just come in just for the fumes, you know?
This might be a way for us to diversify and to make sure that we put women in leadership roles. Because the will does state women in everything. So
exactly,
let's hire a female manager, hire a woman as a manager, maybe. Right? That's a good idea.
I think we should call it Strip It. Strip
It good. And there is no possible way that you can misconstrue that as anything other than exactly what it is. A wholesome, family-oriented strip club.
This feels like a win-win, man.
It's definitely a win-win.
Balderdash. Finish video.
That's my favorite.
Balderdash.
Good for recipes.
Balderdash.